Hello, welcome to Life with Arlie. I find myself putting off making videos, and so I decided, well, I'm just going to get practice getting used to talking to the camera and get used to just posting myself, putting myself out there. And I hope that with time I will discover my voice, I will discover the topic that I really want to share with viewers. But if I don't put something out there and start getting practice, then I'll never reach that goal. It sounds like something that we probably all face whenever we're trying something new, that there's a whole lot of things that hold us back, and we often just let our insecurities and our everything that we feel like we don't know and are unsure of, we just let all those things get in the way of taking a step towards our goals. And so I thought, well, I could just share something with you that I've been doing. I think I've mentioned in a previous video, maybe there's only two, but anyhow, that I like to make notebooks. And so I have this one that I made. It's this cover is actually a piece of upholstery from automotive, from car seats. We have an upholsterer who lives up the street, and he has been kind enough to let me take some of the stuff from his trash bin. And so I used that, and this actually is the inner lining is actually a piece of fabric from some article of clothing that I bought secondhand, precisely for the fabric, because I just really liked it. And so uh, I have the inside. You can see that I've got my pens. I don't always carry three, but it's kind of neat to have variety. And we're turning it the right direction here, right? So I put this sticker. I got a sticker off of Temu, and this is just a piece of cardboard. And then I wanted to put some reminders for myself and some things that I'm focusing on. Uh, there's like a key of symbols and so forth and whatnot. And so, well, let me just go ahead and read you this quote. I think that this shows up backwards, so I'll just read it to you. And this I just something I was working through some things for myself, and let me read it and then I'll explain my thoughts behind it. It says, I take control of my life by doing the things that best serve my current and future well-being. And so this had to do with, I realized that I'm probably not the only one. And so it's not like it's this great confession, but that sometimes out of that need for control, I was actually not doing some things for myself. Like taking supplements, maybe movement, just ordinary things. And I realized that's actually self-sabotage. And if I would view it instead as I can take control by choosing what to do instead of not doing, well, then I'm really doing myself a favor and helping myself move along to where I actually want to be. So, how do I use my notebook? Well, I create these inserts. I have a whole lot of paper that my dad left already. They're just regular size copy paper, and they're already cut down in half. And so um, I just fold them in half and staple them together. And I use a stencil. Let me reach for it here. And it's transparent, but I think, yeah, you can see it. I just use this to create the lines, and it seems like it would be really tedious, but there are times that with fibromyalgia that I don't feel so good, and I just need to do some quiet activities. And since I have all this paper, and I have a purpose for it, it's not really a waste of time. And then also a lot of times what I do is I put on a a video or a podcast of a topic that I'm interested in or something that would uplift me. Sometimes it's simply comedy because I need to, de-stress, and so that's a good way for me. And I feel that that's a whole lot better than scrolling or or just binge watching some series. And so I feel like I'm doing something productive even when I don't feel well. And the proof is in how I fill up my pages. Another thing that I'm having fun with is just using different pens. My daughters gave me some pens that they no longer want, and so like different colors and so forth. And so just having fun creating these different pages. Like you can see here, this is a brown and a pink and purple, and I even here's red. The red actually looks pretty good. It's not too red, and also the lines are pretty thin. Here's a green. And let me see. I had a little fun. I just got a little crazy with my colors and tried out making sort of like a rainbow idea, just using different uh, pens in different orders and repetitions and stuff. And so here's another one. So I just made these, and these that I have here, I've got 4, and I put 8 pages. So these are half sheets folded in half, and I put 8 in each signature. And these I'm thinking about, instead of stapling and using them in this notebook that I have, I'm considering whether I should bind them with thread. I've uh, learned how to do that. I think I mentioned it in the video, or I intended to, that in December I made a bunch of notebooks for the men at church, and made a different gift for all the women. But anyhow, it's actually quite easy to bind these, to sew them up, and then I could put a nicer cover on it and have a notebook. You can see here that I had some ink issues with a pen that's nearly done, and I actually took the stick and went in it because it wasn't flowing, and that helped me to find out, well, it actually only has a smidgen left. But so anyhow, I'm considering about, instead of using these individually in this notebook setup that I have, maybe just making a new notebook. But that I'll decide soon. And so what I do is I just uh, I have an elastic here in the center, and so I I put the insert in there, and then I just use it up. These I did make with the lines going the opposite direction, and so I end up writing with it open this way instead of the typical way of having a notebook. And there's advantages and disadvantages, and in some ways more fits on the page. Um, you probably saw that I had like this sticker thing. It's actually from a notebook, and the reason why I put it there is because my sister-in-law gave it to me the other day, and I thought, oh, well, that's a nice way to remember and put the date on it and everything, and remember what she gave me, and also if I'm curious about the specs. It includes the size and the number of pages and the paper weight. Um, and this paper that I got from my dad, one reason why I really like it is because it's 90 grams per square meter, and so it's a little bit heavier, and my gel pens write on it nicely. They don't. I do get some ghosting. You can see a little bit through the other side, but it's not bad. So then I made a box where I store all these after I'm finished with it, and I just use this as my everyday notebook for just writing down random thoughts, to-do lists, anything I need to buy, or just things that I want to remember. I've also been trying to write down some gratitude and some things that make me feel joy. And so then anything that I need to transfer, I can put into another notebook if it's something that I need to remember for longer term, or it can just be, you know, kept for future reference. Just kind of seeing where I was. And so, anyhow, well, this video is over 10 minutes, and so I'm just going to let it go at that. And I thank you for your attention. And remember that if you find that these videos are of interest to you, please like, subscribe, and also it would help support a new creator to get going, to feel a little bit more confidence. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.